Hey everyone, it's Jared and Matt here bringing you our weekly market update from the week ending May 11th.
As always, we're trying to give you everything that you need to know about the markets in 5 minutes or less. We'll start with what happened in the markets last week and end with our thoughts.
We had good performance in the markets last week with all three of the major US indices up around 2.5%. The NASDAQ still the clear leader for the past week, up around 2.7%, but also year to date, the NASDAQ is leading over 7.5%. Foreign and emerging stocks also positive for the week, and the positive week performance that we saw in foreign and emerging also made both of these indices positive for the year. As I mentioned previously, the S&P 500 was up around 2.5% last week. And if you're not familiar with the S&P 500, that is 500 of the largest US companies. Now, the chart of the week that I'll be bringing you today is of the S&P 500, and if you've seen our videos over the past couple of weeks, I've also talked about the wedge that the S&P 500 was forming, and that's what we're going to be looking at today. So as you can see on the chart, the two green lines are the wedge that was forming on the S&P 500, and the blue dotted line around 2,700 is the level that we broke last week on the upside. So what we're looking at moving forward are two upside targets. We're looking at the beginning of March value of the S&P 500 right along 2,800, and if we can break that level, then we'll be looking at the high of the year, which is around 2,875. So these are a few of the levels that we're keeping our eyes on moving forward.
So with earnings season pretty much wrapped up, there wasn't a lot of headlines last week in regards to the S&P 500. Most of the headlines were in regards to geopolitical risks. And first off, on Tuesday, President Trump pulled out of the Iranian nuclear deal. And later in the week, we've seen Israel strategically target airstrikes against supposedly Iranian military infrastructure. And that is interesting timing considering that the United States is looking to open up an embassy in Jerusalem next week. In other news, the trade negotiations between the United States and China seem to be going well so far, and both markets responded positively last week. And also, right before the weekend, President Trump tweeted out that there's going to be sanctions lifted against the Chinese technology company ZTE, which employs over 75,000 people worldwide. And this shows that there's going to be some give and take with these negotiations, so hopefully those continue to go well. So that was everything from the news, and with the strong performances that we've seen from the market last week, we're not hearing a whole lot of sell and man go away anymore.
Now that could all change if we don't hold the 2,700 level on the S&P 500, which was that blue dotted line that I discussed in the chart.
So that's everything that we had for the week. Thank you for watching, and as always, we strive to give you everything that you need to know about the markets in 5 minutes or less.
Last week we saw over 1,400 views on the video, so thank you for the support. Like our Facebook page and keep sharing the video.